today we are continuing this chapter number 8, that is comparing quantities. Now the next topic of us is increase or decrease as percent. So there are times when we need to know the increase or decrease in a certain quantity as percentage. For example, if the population of a state increased from 5,50,000 to 6,05,000, then the increase in the population can be understood better if we say the population increased by 10%. So how do we convert the increase or decrease in a quantity as a percentage of the initial amount? Consider the following example. A school team won 6 games this year against 4 games won last year. So what is the percent increase? So it means the increase in the number of the wins is 6 minus 4, that is 2. Percentage increase will be amount of change upon original amount or the base into 100. So that is increase in the number of wins, that is 2. Original number of wins was 4. So 2 upon 4 into 100, that is 50. So 50% is the answer. Then the next we can see the number of the illiterate persons in a country decreased from 150 lakhs to 100 lakhs in 10 years. What is the percent of decrease? As we can clearly see that they are talking about the decrease, because earlier it was 150 lakhs, now it is 100 lakhs. So it means straight up we can say the original amount equals to the number of illiterate persons initially is equals to 150 lakhs. Then amount of change is equals to decrease in the number of illiterate person, 150 minus 100, that is 50 lakhs. So now decrease percent or the percentage of decrease is amount of change upon original amount into 100. So 50 over 150 into 100, because original is 150, that is 33 whole 1 upon 3%. Then price is related to the items or buying and selling. So for example, here when we buy something that is known as the CP, and when we sell something, that price is known as the SP. So the buying price of an item is known as the cost price, so which is written as CP, capital C, capital P. The price at which you sell is known as the selling price, in short SP, capital S, capital P. So what would you say is better? To you sell the items at the lower price, same price, or higher price than your buying price. So it means if CP is smaller than SP, then if CP is smaller than SP, then you made a profit, that is SP minus CP. If CP is equal to SP, then you are in a no profit or no loss situation. And if CP is greater than SP, then you have a loss, that is CP minus SP. So if selling price is greater, it means there is a profit. If SP CP is equals, it means no loss, no profit. And if SP is smaller, it means there is a case of a loss. Now profit or loss as a percent. So how to find percent? The profit or loss can be converted to the percent. It is always calculated on the CP. For our example, we can find the profit percent or the loss percent. So let us consider the example related to the toy. We have CP as rupees 72 and SP as rupees 80. So clear case of profit of rupees 8. Now how to find the profit percent? So profit percent, in order to find the profit percent, what we have to do, we just write here profit upon CP, because profit is always when we compare with the CP. So profit upon CP into 100, that is 8 upon 72 into 100, which is equals to 1 upon 9 into 100, that is 11 whole 1 upon 9%, right? Or on rupees 72 the profit is rupees 8, so on rupees 100 the profit will be 8 upon 72 into 100, and then that will be 11 whole 1 upon 9. So then the profit is 11 whole 1. So both the ways we can solve it. Okay, so the easy way is using the formula, right? Now similarly you can find the loss percent in the second situation here. If CP is rupees 120, SP is rupees 100, so loss is equals to CP minus SP, which is equals to rupees 20. So loss percent means loss upon CP into 100, that is 20 over 120 into 100, which is equals to 16 whole 2 upon 3%. Or the other case, on rupees 120 the loss is rupees 20, on rupees 1 the loss is rupees 20 upon 120, and on rupees 100 the loss will be 20 upon 120 into 100, which is equals to 16 whole 2 upon 3. So these methods are unitary method, and these methods are based on the formula. Now looking at the example 18, the cost of a flower vase is rupees 120. If the shopkeeper sells it at a loss of 10%, what price at which it is sold? So CP is known 120, as loss percent is known 10, we have to find SP. So loss percent is known to us CP is 100, loss is 10. Therefore, SP would be rupees 90. When CP is rupees 100, SP is rupees 90. Therefore, when CP is rupees 120, then SP will be 90 over 100 into 120, that is 108. Okay. Or other method is loss is 10% of the CP. So 10% of rupees 120. So that is 10 upon 100 into 120, that is rupees 12. So therefore, SP is equals to CP minus loss, that is 120 minus 12, that is 108. So this is what we are using the formula. So both the ways you can solve, whichever you find easy. Okay. Now, so likewise, the next topic of R is so charge given on the borrowed money or the simple interest. So like Sohini said, they were going to buy a new scooter. Mohan asked her whether they had the money to buy it. Sohini said her father was going to take a loan from the bank. The money you borrow is known as the sum borrowed or the principal. Okay, the money you are taking is known as the principal or the sum borrowed. This money would be used by the borrower for some time before it returned. For keeping this money for the some time, the borrower has to pay some extra money to the bank, and this is known as the interest. So that extra money is known as interest. Now, so when you are, if we add the principal with the interest, so the amount you have to pay to the bank at the end of the year, that is known as the amount. That is total price which you are returning back to the bank, that is amount is equals to principal plus interest. Principal means the money you have borrowed, interest means the extra money which you are giving, so it is amount is equals to principal plus interest. So Anita takes a loan of rupees 5,000 at 15% per year at a rate of interest. Find the interest she has to pay at the end of 1 year. So here principal is given, rate percent is given. So now the sum borrowed is here rupees 5,000, rate of interest is 15% per annum. This means if rupees 100 is borrowed, she has to pay rupees 15 as the interest for 1 year. If she has borrowed rupees 5,000, then the interest she has to pay is 15 over 100 into 5,000, that is 750. So at the end of the year, she has to pay an amount of rupees 5,000 plus 750, that is 5,750 rupees. So this is the way we are solving by using the unitary method, or the other method which we can use is the formula. That is, we can use the formula for finding the principal or the interest. And so interest is the formula is P into R into T over 100. So here the time is 1 year, so formula is P into R into T. T is 1 year upon 100, so P into R over 100. Using this formula we can easily find. So we have a formula finding the interest. So here we have the formula. So that is the P into R into T over 100, or P into R into T over 100, or PRT over 100. So this is the formula finding the simple interest. And how to find the amount? Amount means principal plus interest. Amount means principal plus interest. So on the basis of these, we have to solve the next exercise 18.3. In the same video you will get the solution of this exercise 18.3. We have question number 1. So in the question number 1, tell what is the profit or the loss in the following transaction, and also find percent or the loss percent, profit percent or the loss percent in the each of the following case. The first is Guarding shares bought for rupees 250 and sold for rupees 325. So we can see here that the cost price of the Guarding share is rupees 250 and the selling price of the Guarding shares is 325. So we can easily see here that 325 is greater than 250. So it means here SP is greater than CP. So therefore this is a case of profit. As we all know, if SP's selling price is greater than the cost price, then it is a profit. So as we all know, the profit is equals to SP minus CP. So 325 minus 250 is equals to rupees 75. Now profit percent means profit upon CP into 100. So profit is rupees 75. CP is rupees 250 into 100. So the answer is 30%. So therefore we have a profit of 30% in terms of percentage, and profit in rupees, that is of rupees 75. Then in the second we can see a refrigerator bought rupees 12,000 for rupees 12,000 and sold at rupees 13,500. So we can see here that the cost price of refrigerator is 12,000 and the selling price of it is 13,500. Clearly again SP is greater than CP. So SP is greater than CP, it means we have a case of profit. So therefore profit is equals to SP minus CP, that is 13,500 minus 12,000, which is equals to rupees 1,500. Now profit percent, how to find the profit percent? In order to find the profit percent, what we have to do? we have to just write the formula profit percent is equals to profit upon CP into 100. So this is the formula. Then putting the value profit 1500, then CP 12,000 into 100. So this is equals to how much? 12.5%. So 12.5% is the percentage. Now profit is rupees 1500 and the profit percent is 12.5%. Then in the third case we see that the cost price of a cupboard, is given rupees 2,500 and the selling price of the cupboard is given rupees 3,000. So again we can see here that SP is greater than CP. So when SP is greater than CP, therefore this is a case of a profit. Now profit is equals to SP minus CP. Profit is equals to SP minus CP. So we have here 3,000 minus 2,500, which is equals to rupees 500. So now we have profit percent is equals to profit upon CP into 100. Profit upon CP into 100. This formula we know, we have already done. So this is 500 over 2,500 into 100, which is equals to 20%. So 20% is the answer. Now therefore we have a profit of rupees 500 and a profit percent is 20%. Now in the D part, what is given? The cost of the skirt is given rupees 250 and the selling price of the skirt is given rupees 150. So we can see here that the SP is smaller than CP, or we can say CP is greater than SP. So it means there we have a loss, or therefore here is a loss. So it means loss is equals to CP minus SP. That means rupees 250 minus 150, which is equals to rupees 100. Then loss percent is equals to loss upon CP into 100. Loss percent is equals to loss upon CP into 100. So on solving this, our result will be 100 over 250 into 100 is equals to 40%. So here we have a loss of rupees 100 and the loss percent is 40%. Now moving towards the next question, question number 2. So in the question number 2, convert each part of the ratio to the percentage. So we have to convert them into the percentage. So looking here very carefully, in the first part it is given as 3:1. So 3:1. So what we are doing, we are just adding both. So 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. Therefore fractional part is 3/4:1/4. Yes, we can write this as the first one is 3/4, second one is 1/4. So percentage of 3/4 is to 1/4 will be 75% is to 25%. 75% is to 25%. Yes, so always remember, whenever we have to convert them into the percent, it means denominator should be 100. The second we can see here, we have 2:3:5. So what we can do here, again we'll add all the ratios given, 2 plus 3 plus 5, which is equals to 10. Then we can write it as 2/10 is to 3/10 is to 5/10. Then again multiplying each fraction by 100. If we are dividing by the same, it does not make any difference. If you multiply all the fraction by the same, it does not make any difference. So 2/10 into 100, 3/10 into 100, 5/10 into 100. So percentage of the parts, 20% is to 30% is to 50%. This is the answer. Then the C part, it is given 1:4. So 1:4 means, so 1 plus 4 is equals to 5. Then again we'll write here 1/5 is to 4:5. Then again multiplying both by 100. So when multiply both by 100, what we'll get? We'll get here 1/5 into 100 is to 4/5 into 100, which is equals to 20% is to 80%. That is the answer, because we are converting them into the percentage. Then the D part, it is given 1:2:5. So it means again sum of the ratios 1 plus 2 plus 5, which is equals to 8. Therefore total fraction can be written as 1/8 is to 2/8 is to 5/8. Percentage of parts 1/8 into 100 is to 2/8 into 100 is to 5/8 into 100. Means we are multiplying all three by 100. So the result is 12.5%, 25% and 62.5%. Now in the question number 3, the population of a city decreased from 25,000 to 24,500. Find the percentage decrease. So the decreased population of a city from 25,000 to 24,500. So we have decrease of 500. Now we can see here, we have to find the decrease percent. So decrease percent means the population decrease upon the original population multiplied by 100. So we have 500 over 25,000 into 100, which is equals to 2%. Hence the percentage decrease is 2%. So in this way we can solve this. Now moving towards the next question. So in the question number 4, we can see here Arun bought a car for rupees 3,50,000, for rupees 3,50,000, and next year the price went to 3,70,000. What was the percentage price increase? How much is the increase in terms of percentage? So increase price will be 3,50,000 to 3,70,000. Yes. Then we have here, so it means amount change equals to how much, or means increase price will be 3,70,000 minus 3,50,000, which is equals to 20,000. Then we have increased percentage will be amount of change over original amount into 100, which is here 20,000 over 3,50,000 multiplied by 100, which is equals to 5 whole 5 upon 7%. So price increased by 5 whole 5 upon 7. Now then we have, I bought a TV for rupees 10,000 and sell it at a profit of 20%. How much money do I get for it? Yes. So looking here, so we can see here the cost price of a TV is 10,000. Profit percent is 20%. Now the profit is equals to profit percent of CP, which means 20 upon 100 into 10,000, which is equals to 2,000. So selling price is CP plus profit is equals to 10,000 plus 2,000, which is equals to 12,000. Then he gets 12,000 on selling his TV. So it means the price of the TV will be 12,000. Now moving towards the next question. In the question number 6, what we have? So in the question number 6, we have Juhi sells a washing machine for rupees 13,500. She loses 20% in the bargain. What was the price at which she bought it? So selling price of the washing machine is 13,500. Loss percent is equals to 20%. So the cost, let the cost price be rupees X. So it means loss percent is given. So loss is equals to loss percent of the CP, which is equals to 20% of X. So 20% of X is equals to X upon 5. So as we know that SP is equals to CP minus loss. So putting the value of SP, which is 13,500, and the CP is X and the loss is X upon 5. So we are making here a linear equation, one variable. On solving this equation, the value of X will be 16,875. So it means the cost price of the washing machine is 16,875 rupees. Now in the question number 7, we can see it is given the first part, chalk contains calcium, carbon and oxygen in the ratio 10:3:12. Find the percentage of carbon in chalk. So we can see a given ratio is 10:3:12. So first we'll find the sum of the ratios, which is equals to 10 plus 3 plus 12, which is equals to 25. So given ratio is 10:3:12. Yes. So now the part of carbon will be, how much is the part? 3. So 3 upon 25. Now percentage of carbon part in the chalk is 3 upon 25. 3 is the part, 3 upon 25 is the part, multiplied by 100, which is equals to 12%, which is equals to 12%. Now then the second part we can see, if in a stick of chalk carbon is 3 gram, what weight of the chalk stick? We have to find the weight of the chalk stick. So it means quantity of the carbon in the chalk is 3 gram. So let the weight of the chalk be X gram. So 12% of X is equals to 3. So 12 upon 100 into X is equals to 3, which is equals to 25 grams. So it means weight of the chalk is 25 grams, and in the 25 grams the percentage or the weight of the carbon is 3 grams. Then the question number 8, Amina buys a book for rupees 275 and sell it at a loss of 15%. How much does she sell it for? So the cost price of the book is 275, the loss percent is 15%. So as we all know that loss is equal to here 15%, so which means 15% of 275, that is 15 upon 100 into 275, that is rupees 41.25. So SP will be CP minus loss, which is equals to 233.75 is the answer. 233.75 is the answer. Now in the question number 9, find the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years in each case. So here the principal is given. Okay, so this is the question related with the simple interest. So principal is given rupees 1200 at 12% per annum. 12% per annum is the interest rate. Principal in the second part 7500 at 5% per annum. 5% per annum is the interest rate. So here principal is here rupees 1200, rate is here 12%, and time is 3 years. So simple interest, the formula we know, P into R into T upon 100. So just putting the values here, answer is rupees 432. So now the amount means principal plus SI, so that is 1200 plus 432 is equals to 1632 or 1632 rupees. Now in the second part, principal is rupees 7500 or 7500, rate percent is 5% per annum, time is 3 years. So again the formula is P into R into T over 100. This is for simple interest, which is equals to, we can see here, so this will be equals to how much? Yes, so we can see a 7500 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 in over 100 is equals to 1125. Amount is always principal plus simple interest. So we have principal is 7500, interest is 1125, adding both will, the result is 8625. So this is the amount, rupees 8625. Now we can see the next, we have to find what rate gives rupees 280 as interest on the sum of rupees 56,000 in 2 years. So here the principal is 56,000, simple interest is rupees 280 times 2 years. So as we all know, the formula for the simple interest is P into R into T over 100. So just putting all the values, principal simple interest is 280, principal is 56,000, rate is we have to find, so that is R, time is 2 and upon 100. So on solving this, R is equals to 0.25%. So hence the rate interest on the sum is rupees 0.25%. The last question is, if Meena gives an interest of rupees 45 for 1 year at 9% rate per annum, what is the sum she has borrowed? So simple interest is given rupees 45, rate is given 9%, time is given 1 year. What we have to find? We have to find the principal. So using the same formula, simple interest equals to P into R into T over 100. We have simple interest rupees 45, principal we have to find, that is P, rate is here 9, time is here 1 over 100. So here P is equals to 45 into 100 over 9 into 1, which is equals to rupees 500. So it means she borrowed rupees 500. So 500 is the sum borrowed, that is the principal. Okay, so with this we have come to end of this exercise and the chapter also. So thank you very much.